I'm selfishly excited for today's video. Gordon's going to teach us some stuff on how he looks at narratives and then how he translates the narratives. He uses three tools. I think you use more than three tools, Gordon, but he's going to show us three tools he uses with clients, with members, and then what he teaches on finding narratives and then translating those narratives into where is the opportunity as an investor. And I'm actually excited for this one because I'm going to learn some stuff. So hopefully you as the viewer learn a ton with me. That said, Gordon, take it away. Teach us some wisdom, some knowledge.
Yeah, for sure, Lucas. So I think, as liquidity providers, we are always trying to hunt for new opportunities, new pools. Where can we provide liquidity? And one of the big things we need to understand is liquidity and volume often follows the tokens and the narratives that are performing the best. And we can use different tools to help us analyze and find which narratives are performing better than others. And I'm going to share three of those today, as you said. So the first one is this Artemis terminal. And we can leave the links for these in the description of the video so everyone can get them. But this Artemis terminal has a very nice dashboard for analyzing sector performance. So you can see here it's showing us the past month what have been the best performing sectors. And we're looking at things like meme coins, DeFi, oracles, perp dexes, data services. These are some of the best performing narratives or sectors, as they call them, across the past month. But we could zoom out to the past year and we can see this will reload the data on, what are some of the best
Mm,
performing narratives from the past year or year to date. So since
mm,
January, real world assets as a narrative has been, one of the best performing narratives. We have meme coins, again, one of the
mm.
best performing narratives of the year so far, centralized exchange tokens as well. So we can use these tools to gauge what narratives are outperforming other narratives. And then it'll show you, some of the different buckets and the different tokens that are in these narratives and how they're being allocated to the different narratives above. Similarly, on this Dune dashboard, we can see again an outline of which are the best performing narratives over the past 7 days, for example. So it's showing liquid staking derivatives performing very well, DeFi 2.0 tokens, perps. But again, we can see narratives month to date, and then we can see narrative
Very
year
cool.
to date. And again,
Hmm.
showing memes being best performing, derivatives, real world assets. And you start to notice a pattern when you look at this data on multiple different platforms or dashboards. We're seeing memes and real world assets being two of the narratives that keep appearing here. And the third one we can look at is the DefiLlama narrative tracker. So this is a new feature DefiLlama introduced in the past couple months, where again you can track narratives, and again we can zoom out year to date, and it's showing us once again memes and real world assets being two of the best performing narratives. So again, we can open up real world assets and we can see that the performance that's happening here. But it'll also show us, if we zoom out to the year again, that there's 103 different tokens in that bucket for real world assets. Okay, so again, we know in the real world asset space, Ondo is one of the best performing tokens within real world assets. So if we were looking for a pool to deploy into, we're using our research from all these terminals and dashboards to tell us, okay, real world assets is where the money is at, it's where it's performing best. And if we want to capitalize on that as liquidity providers, we can come into Crystal and we can use these dashboards to help us find pools for those real world asset tokens. Okay, so we even looked at this on one of the fast track masterminds last week, Lucas, and this pool for Weth Ondo is a really solid pool when it comes to providing liquidity for a real world asset token.
Hmm.
Now, right now, the volume is a little bit lower than what it was a few months ago. So I'm kind of looking for this volume to get back up towards 8 million to have more of
Hmm.
a perfect entry into this pool. Because as you know, as that liquidity increases, those fees increase, and we're going to be getting some juicy yields as liquidity providers. So I just wanted to share that process because you
Love
can
it.
track these different narratives. You can see what's performing, what's outperforming other narratives, and then hone in on the tokens in each of those narratives to provide liquidity.
I hope anyone and everyone watching, I kind of have a love hate. I'm going to be honest here. I have a love hate relationship with YouTube because sometimes I'll share something and it's like the comments is full of, oh, I got into it too. I got into it too. I got into it too. And then 3 weeks later or 3 months later, I'm already like, out of it, or it's just like it's not even something we think about. It's like, oh my God, what's happening with this? What's happening with that? And people get into stuff without knowing why they're getting into it, which is why we try to create more education on YouTube rather than like, here's your portfolio that you should build. Cause it's just like it's not going to work for someone. You got to learn how to actually get into it. So love-hate relationship, but I hope with this YouTube video you realize that this is one of many criteria or many tools you can use to actually start assessing, do I want to get into it? And then you can also create a plan of like, when do I get out of it? Oh, the narrative is dying off. There's less volume. I'm going to get out of it and provide liquidity somewhere else. We want to use like as investors, we just want efficient use of our capital, and that's that.
Mhm.
And I just want people to be investors, which is why we love content like this and Gordon and the whole team. I mean, in the UIG and Fast Track, everyone's lucky to just have this level and caliber of I don't know information or kind of thought process to it. So I hope this opens people's eyes up to like it's not just finding some pool and clicking on it. There's a lot more to it. And I hope we are all doing the research and the effort it takes to actually be successful in this game.
Perfect. Yeah, you summarized it perfectly, Lucas. And we want to follow the narratives, follow the volume, and position ourselves and our portfolios strategically to capitalize on all of it.
Let's go. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful to you or you want more videos like this, maybe we can go like advanced stuff. I'm happy to do that. We could bring Gordon on and David on and the Fast Track team on. Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe to this channel. And this channel doesn't grow without your support. You'll hear me say this more and more often is, I mean, without your support, this YouTube channel doesn't grow. You probably know someone. Maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's someone that you're trying to figure this stuff out with, or maybe it's a group or a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group or a Discord group you're a part of that maybe this video will help bring some value to that community. I think crypto is made up of mostly gamblers, and we're trying to change that with actually bringing in and turning people into investors. So if you think this video could support them, share it. That's the only cost of admission. And with that said, we're going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all. Thanks, Gordon.
Thank you, Lucas.